Hey everybody, just got out of seeing Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Sorry if I haven't done a video in a while, it's just, there's really nothing to really talk about. I mean, we have the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing going on, which, yeah, but, there wasn't really much content to speak of, or much stuff that I felt like, addressing on camera. Until now. Now we have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which, let me see if I can get more light. There we go. Um, but you guys know that I made this movie to be my last MCU movie. Uh, I, I did this because, for one, a lot of the MCU has become formulaic to me. A lot of just the way that they represent their stories and the mechanics, it just feels very familiar to me. It doesn't feel like it's very distinct. And because of that, I just find myself just really tuned out and bored. And I just feel like it's like eating. It's like I said in the video that I did. It's like eating pizza 20 times over. Eventually, you're just gonna get sick of pizza, and you just want to go have something else. And I was hoping that this movie might change my mind. Not really. Um, and I will give it this. This is something that I did not expect coming from an MCU film. I actually can kind of see someone being I could actually see a creative force behind this. Raimi'S direction is very clear here. I mean, there's clearly the marks of a filmmaker being had here. It's not just Kevin Feige doing his work. I mean, there's plenty of that here, but you definitely get the sense of Sam Raimi's style from the camera work, from just the way the story flows. You can definitely tell it's a Sam Raimi type picture, and some of the attempts at horror, it's all present here, but I think I'm gonna stay true with what I said though. I think that this is the last MCU movie for me, because even though there is a clear creative force behind it, I also think that there's still a lot of issues with this. For one thing, it feels disjointed. It doesn't feel like it has a flow. It doesn't feel like it has a it doesn't feel like it has a line of consistency. I get it. It wants to be like maddening and all this stuff, Multiverse of Madness. I get it, but it comes off more awkward than none. It doesn't feel like it's purposeful, you know. And I just feel like I was being pushed out a lot from the movie. Like the opening action sequence was really awkward to watch. Like, just some of the editing choices just felt really weird. And I just feel like, for what the MCU is, like, it's trying to be like this grand thing, Raimi's style, I feel at times feels, for lack of a better word, strange. It doesn't feel like it really complements what they're trying to do here, because Kevin Feige is still like a force on this entire thing, and it feels like we're butting heads a lot of times when during the course of the film. Like, we see parts where Raimi comes in, and then we see a lot of parts where Feige comes in, and it just doesn't really mesh well. Again, I am happy to see that there's a creative force behind it. Like, I'm glad that I can actually see someone's creativity, but I feel like it's just not meshing well with the with what Kevin wants to do. So I also feel that, without giving away anything, there's certain cameo appearances that I feel were just a complete waste. Like, I get why they're there, just to get like shock value, which is just meaningless to me. I mean, if you're gonna introduce certain characters or certain elements, have them be a vital part to your story, and not just just being there. And it's like when they show up, it's like cool, but I mean, are you gonna be a part of the story or not? And then they're not, and it's just like, well, why were they here to begin with? I feel like it's also I literally just got out of the theater, so excuse me if I'm like kind of taking my time processing my thoughts, but um, I also feel like, again, with a lot of these MCU movies, there's a lot of conveniences, particularly with America Chavez, who, by the way, I found to be very annoying. I don't think that she's a really well written character, and she just feels so like she just feels like a plot, a plot tool. Like she doesn't feel like anything distinct. No characterization to her character. She's just an object. She's just a MacGuffin. You know, and that's really it. And they were like flagging it up. Like I think she's like LGBTQ, right? Like they never represent that or address that. So it's like I don't whatever. Um, but I also feel like they uh, like it just feels kind of rushed, Like it doesn't feel like that they really took their time here, and it really makes me wonder what Scott Derrickson was going to do with this. Like seeing how he goes for horror versus how Sam Raimi aims at horror. I really would have liked to see what Scott did versus what Sam did. Because here, again, it just feels like a clashing between two people, and it just comes across really awkward. The post-credit scene is laughable. The whole audience groaned. Like it was a really bad joke. I'll just put it that way. And then the mid-credit scene, it's like, what? Like not one of those where you're like, huh? Like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. It's more like, what is that? Um, I also hate one thing that we're gonna get into spoilers now for a minute, just for a brief minute here. So if you don't want to know anything, just turn this off. But just to summarize my thoughts real quick, I liked. It's a bit disjointed. I can't say that I loved it. It has its issues. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's more than Spider-Man: No Way Home, because I didn't like No Way Home. But it definitely has its issues. But I'm gonna get into spoilers now in 3, 2, 1. I hate that they use the Darkhold or whatever that book thing is called as a explanation for why Scarlet Witch is the way she is. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Why can't our heroes that turn bad just be bad because they want to? I wanted that to happen. I wanted her to be a villain, not just mind control. That's stupid. I wanted her to be a villain. I wanted her to be a true villain. And she's not. She's just in mind control, basically, which is really stupid. I feel like it just defeats the whole arc of what we just went through with WandaVision, where it's kind of like a tragedy in some respects. I just felt like that was just a waste. The introduction of all those heroes that I mentioned, like Mr. Fantastic and all that felt like a waste. Like, I get it, it's meant to set up, like, future movies, maybe, but they also died. Like, so, and the rules of the multiverse, according to this movie, is that it doesn't matter where you are, you can still die, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like you jump to another universe and then, like, a part of you, like, stays in your universe. It's not like anything like that. Like, all of you goes to another universe, and if you die there, then that's it. You're dead. It's how the opening scene started with that variant, that Doctor Strange variant. Like they tell you that you do die, so there's no coming back. So but they're gonna bring them back though. John Krasinski especially, they're gonna bring him back. But because they have that Fantastic Four movie coming out, but probably a prequel at this point. I don't know, but trying to think. I don't know. Like, it just felt very disjointed to me. I feel like there wasn't a flow to it. I feel like it was maddening, but for all the wrong reasons. Like it never felt like it really found its footing. Um, the horror of it like kind of doesn't kick in until the middle of the movie. Like the first half is like kind of Kevin Feige, and then the second half is like Sam Raimi. Um, so it's a bit disjointed. It's a bit awkward. I feel like some of the characters are just kind of thrown away, especially American Chavez. I don't know what the heck they were trying to do with her, and it just feels like a letdown, because I was expecting like this to be a little bit more. I just wanted more, because I feel like it tries to go big, but it really doesn't at the same time. Um, so yeah, so I think this is gonna be it for me, because I'm sorry, I really have no desire to watch any more of the MCU. It's like introduced Charlize Theron for some reason. Like I don't know what she's doing. I don't know. It just feels like we're going nowhere, and I could really care less. Like I'm kind of done. Like I feel kind of tired. Like that's kind of how I felt when watching the movie, and kind of now talking about it. I just feel tired. I don't feel like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I feel more like, okay, you know. So, yeah. So I didn't really love it. I like the fact that I could see a creative voice, or a voice, the director's voice in one of these MCU movies, but I feel like that just doesn't do it for me. So it doesn't really sway me to watch more MCU movies. It just, you know, it kind of solidified for me, like yeah, this should be the last one. Just seeing how this battle, like going back and forth between Sam Raimi and Kevin Feige, it just, I don't know, it didn't really hit home for me. It really felt disjointed and disconnected, and yeah, it just didn't do it for me. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It's definitely maddening, but not in the ways that I think it wanted to. So yeah, that's my thoughts. You guys let me know your thoughts. And if anyone saw the post-credit scene, yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I'll just put it that way. What that post-credit scene, literally what it is, yeah, that's how I feel right now. So, thank you, Marvel. Thank you for the, Civil War was the peak for me. Everything else was downhill, but Marvel, I hope to return soon, but I'm going to go on a break. So, but thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.